Hi, everybody. Okay, here we go. The moment you have been waiting for. Let's get you totally ramped up to speed, and ready to rock your first listing presentation. Or if you've actually been doing listing presentations, let's kick it up a notch and help you to be even more polished and professional and ready for your next presentation. Here's the thing. Having done this for 22 years now, oh my goodness, that's insane to me. And also, having been a professional speaker for many years, I recognize that you will get the presentation that you prepare for. What does that actually mean? That means that the more time that you can spend with a role play buddy, with a spouse, with your dog, with stuffed animals, with your broker, any and all opportunities that you have to actually practice delivering your presentation, the less nervous you are going to be when you're actually sitting down with that seller in their living room, at their dining room table, wherever your listing presentation is taking place. The more you practice, the more you will get it in your body, grounded in your brain, in your heart, in your voice, and the less nervous you will be. You think about your favorite play. For me, it's absolutely Hamilton. Hamilton is my very favorite play, and I have to remind myself that Hamilton didn't just happen. And having read all the biographies from the creator of Hamilton, Lin-Manuel Miranda, and how he created it, that was a long road to get there. And they didn't just show up on Broadway, full costume, full makeup, all blocking and staging, and everything perfect and totally on cue, without hundreds, if not thousands of hours of rehearsal. Now, I am not telling you that you have to rehearse for hundreds or thousands of hours. What I am telling you is the more you do rehearse, the more you practice, the better you will become. So, as part of our coaching program, one of our calls together will be for us to practice hot seating, if you will, a listing presentation. We're going to give people 10 minutes each on one of our calls to dedicate to this, so that you've got some time to practice with your fellow buddies in this program. We want to give you those opportunities and offer ourselves up to coach you through that. And that is the way that we're going to do it, is in our Facebook group and on our calls. So let's make sure you're there every week. We want you there. We want to be able to help coach you specifically through this piece of your business, because the better you get at this piece, the more comfortable you're going to be doing listing presentations. And ultimately, it is just human nature. If you are not terrified of a thing, your monkey mind is not going to chatter at you about all the reasons why you should not get on the phone to even put those listing appointments on your calendar to begin with, or cancel them, or find excuses or reasons why you can't be there. You are going to be ready to show up and dazzle. And that is why we are here, to help you through that. In the next few segments, we're going to go through some of the key components of your listing presentation to give you some ideas of how to structure that. But for now, I do want you to, number one, talk to your broker. Talk to your broker about any and all resources that are available for you within your brokerage in terms of a listing presentation that has been created that can cover some of the fundamentals and essentials that you should be talking to that seller about, especially any and all marketing that your brokerage is going to be providing for that seller that is unique to that brokerage. You want to make sure you understand those dynamics very carefully, very completely, so that you can sell them and share them with that seller as a direct benefit to the seller of how you are going to do one of your 6 fundamental roles, which is to market that property, getting it in front of as many eyeballs as possible. So I want you to just take a totally different approach to this listing presentation. And I want you to get excited about it. I want you to remember the end user, that you are here to serve sellers and you are here to help them cross the finish line. recognizing you want to build a business that is built on having listings. You want to be the contributor to the inventory in your marketplace, especially if you are in an area where the supply and demand situation is a little bit on the low side, like it is in my marketplace right now. You want to contribute to the solving of the problem. I talked to the owner of my company last week and I said, Neil, what are you telling everybody about this market? How are you teaching them to be effective in navigating multiple offers and the craziness that we are seeing in our marketplace right now? And he said, I'm telling them one secret. And I was all ears. I said, tell me, what is it that you're telling them? What is the one secret? And he said, take a listing. And I thought, ha, ha, ha. But really, that will solve a lot of problems. I remember one of my brokers very early in my career taught me every Monday morning, you have one job for the week, and that is take a listing. And if you do that job effectively and you've taken a listing on Monday or even on Tuesday, you can take the rest of the week off. You can go golfing. You can go boating. You can go hiking. You can go skiing. You can do whatever it is that fills your heart with joy in terms of your hobbies and all of your favorite things to do with your spare time. But your job is to take one listing a week. And I thought, why didn't I hear this at the very, very beginning of my career? That would have simplified everything so much. So I want you to reframe your entire approach to all of this, which is to practice, saying out loud the things that you're going to say in a presentation by getting your hands on something concrete and specific that you can practice. Even the very best actors can't practice without an actual script in front of them. You need to get your hands on something that you can practice with. So step one is to talk to your broker about what is available for you in this space, a listing presentation. Step two is to practice that. And if you get stuck on step one and your broker doesn't have anything for you, reach out to us and we can help you to fill that need. We want to make sure that you've got something. In a subsequent segment, we're going to be talking about some of the fundamental dynamics that need to be included in as part of that. And again, we want to invite you to take the Seller Representative Specialist course. In that course, it's 14 hours of continuing education and an unbelievable designation put together for you by the Real Estate Business Institute, or REBI, the wholly owned subsidiary of the National Association of Realtors. This course, the SRS, the Seller Representative Specialist, is like a master's degree in real estate, going through all of the issues from soup to nuts, from marketing to closing, everything that you need to know in order to really truly champion sellers at the highest level. So we want to hear from you. Please reach out to us in the Facebook group, on our weekly calls, to share with us what you've come up with in terms of a listing presentation. And let's get you on the schedule to run through it with us, 10 minutes to run through it, practice, and we would love to give you some feedback. That is really scary and very, very hard to hear, but ultimately will be incredibly valuable for you. And unless and until you're ready for that, I want to invite you to videotape yourself. Get a little tripod or even set your phone on the table, prop it up with a book. It doesn't need to be fancy, but videotape yourself and notice what you see. Yes, it's going to be hard to watch, but the more you do this, the easier it will become. And the more you practice, the better you will get at it. And ultimately, my friends, you will get the presentation that you prepare for.